हर्षद शांतिलाल मेहता.
Big Bull.
BSc का बच्चन है बच्चन.
Welcome Pratik, welcome to Let's Make India Trade. मेरा इंटरव्यू लेने के पहले जान लेना मुझे, जान जाओगे तो मान जाओगे.
Passion, you don't give up because that passion is one thing that it doesn't let you stay. Once you are driven by that excitement, passion, and love, I guess things start falling in place. I guess problems are just an opportunity for us to either reinvent or come out with something that will change our life forever.
One moment, one decision can change your life completely, and to understand that opportunity is a big thing. मेरा इंटरव्यू लेने के पहले जान लेना मुझे, जान जाओगे तो मान जाओगे. क्या डायलॉग है, क्या एक्टिंग है, wow. If there was this one web series which I cannot get out of my head, it's The Scam, 1992. What an acting, what an amazing, what an passionate actor, everyone. Can you have Pratik on board, everyone? Before I... Everyone, can you have a huge round of applause? Everyone, can you have a huge round of applause?
Thank you guys, thank you everyone, thank you Asmita, thank you very much.
Hi Pratik, how are you? How are you?
I'm absolutely fine, super excited to be here with you all.
Perfect. कौन से speakers को बुलाना है? The first name that the team gave, I think, the first name that the team gave was like, ma'am, Pratik Gandhi, ma'am, Pratik Gandhi. And I like, when you're like, okay, let's have him, let's give a huge round of applause for him. So, क्या acting की है? क्या acting की है? क्या? It's like, throughout the movie, when I was watching the movie, इतनी बार goosebumps I think, like, in terms of dialogues, in terms of acting, everything. And when I was researching about you, there were a lot of amazing things that I got to know about you. And my team and all the students out here also wants to know about that. So firstly, welcome Pratik. Welcome to Let's Make India Trade. We really wanted to have Pratik offline, but due to a busy schedule, he was not able to come. But then I'm so glad that we were able to connect online. So let's. So Pratik, I firstly want to congratulate you on a massive success that you had it. While researching about that, you worked so hard for this, and now that you've achieved this success, I really want to know, how does it feel to taste the success that you've been working very hard for?
Oh, first of all, thank you very much for having me. And I'm really sorry that I could not be there. That's the reason that I'm connected to you online like this. But nevertheless, I'm super excited to talk to you all.
Same.
And now coming back to your question. So I was saying that I had been around from last 16, 17 years
That's a journey.
and was juggling between two professions. Being an engineer, I was a part of one of the biggest corporate of India. So
That's-
my full-time corporate job, and then theatre and regional cinema, because I come from Gujarati cinema, so the regional cinema is where I started. All of this was happening, and by 2016, I guess I got into it full time.
Oh, that's
And
that's
yeah,
great.
18 that we started talking about this project and Scam happening. We started shooting in 19 and 20 is out. So I guess after heading this whole journey, it feels really satisfying that I was on a right path, and I was glad. I'm glad that I kept doing what I was doing.
Right.
You know,
I so agree to this, Pratik. There were a lot of time, when you talk about, when we talk about, a lot of people, a lot of time they end up giving excuses like, yaar, mera job hai, ab mere ko time nahi mil raha hai. But I was talking to the team and I was like, bhai, ye sab bahane. If you're really passionate about something, you will find the time to get things done. And I think that's what you did, right? You were doing your engineering, and at the same time, you were also working. And you were also acting. I mean, and when you really found a success, and when you started getting work, and once then you quit quitted your job and got into this. And I think that's something which is really really commendable. एक बहुत अच्छी चीज जब हम आपके बारे में स्टडी कर रहे थे about you, there was this one thing which I really loved about it is like पूरा research किया, हर article, हर audios and videos, everything. 16 साल की जर्नी प्रतीक, लेकिन एक बार तुमने कहीं पे ऐसा नहीं बोला है कि 10 साल almost like 8-10 years you are working very hard, but एक बार तुमने कहीं पे ये नहीं बोला कि I just felt like quitting at one time. I just felt like quitting. I just felt like not giving up. यार ऐसा attitude. Hats off to you. Hats off to you. Where do you get this energy from that not giving up?
I guess when you're driven by passion, you don't give up easily. Because that passion is one thing that, it doesn't let you stay.
Right.
It doesn't let you settle at one place. Unless you achieve what you want. Unless you keep doing what you love.
Right.
So I guess I was always driven by the passion. Because if you are driven by fear, then you may become bitter, you may become negative. You are, you get tired so easily.
Right.
You get worked up so easily. But I guess passion एक ऐसी चीज है ना जो आपको इतना पॉजिटिव करती है, इतना फ्यूल देती है that you always want to run, you always want to go and do it again.
Do more and have more. Superb. It's like this deserves a huge round of applause for Pratik, everyone. It's like, it's huge round of applause because it's like, I could just relate this to my initial journey. So in love with market. I was so passionate about markets. And, when you're really passionate, I think it took 8-9 years for me to reach a stage and start off, getting things in place. And, amazing. What you said is like so true that if the passion is there, wo subah ho, sham ho, din ho, raat ho, does not make it time. Then that's what you work for. That's great. So मुझे एक बात बताओ प्रतीक, when you talked about scam 1992, so the first time when the director narrated you the story, how was it? Like, was it something कि तुमने जब वो story सुनी, was it an immediate decision and you were like, okay, I got to do it? How did you took that decision at that point in time?
So I would say that I'm a very intuitive actor. I'm a very intuitive person. I go by my gut feel. If I felt right, then I want to do it, no matter what. And in past also, in my all theatre projects also, I have picked up projects like that. I always wanted to be a part of a project that excites me enough, right in the first instance. And here, in this case, Hansal Mehta himself was talking to me. And when Hansal Mehta tells you that we are making something like this, then would you like to consider it? I mean, you don't look back, you don't think back, right? There is no other way. And that too about this story of Harshad Mehta, the scam that Harshad Mehta story. I was always fascinated about these things. So, I'm an engineer. I have no connection whatsoever with the financial world. I come from teachers' family. So, we never discussed finance. We never, I guess in the whole family.
Right.
When I was growing up, we hardly would have discussed any money matters in house because all teachers will
right?
Even after being Gujarati, I had no connection with market. I mean, that's a hilarious part.
Right.
But yes, that's how it was. So, एक तो कोई लेना देना नहीं था market से. And then when I got to know that I am offered this particular story and this is it, so I was really excited. Before that, I had done a lot of plays on stage where I performed the living characters,
Right.
those biopics.
Right.
And that's how I guess I was more inclined towards it.
That is something which comes with a lot of experience, I think. Probably this being offered probably initial few years, we may probably, taking that immediate decision would have probably not come in, but 16 years of experience and you get it, superb. I'm so blessed, to have you here, Pratik, and it's like, there's this thing called as one moment, one decision can change your life completely, and to understand that opportunity is a big thing, and I think that one opportunity was Harshad Mehta scam 1992, and I'm so glad that it like the best. It's like जब stock market की बात करो, बहुत movies बने यार, बहुत. But I think Harshad Mehta was like ultimate. So thank you so much. So मुझे एक बात बताओ प्रतीक, पहले इट्स लाइक हर्षद द स्कैम 1992 मूवी दो चीज़ों के लिए बहुत फेमस। एक तो उसका अमेजिंग डायलॉग्स, क्या डायलॉग्स लिखे हैं एंड क्या डायलॉग्स परफॉर्म हुए हैं। तो मुझे ये बताओ, इतने सारे डायलॉग्स है यार, विच इज योर फेवरेट वन?
Okay, so all the credits to our writers because they have put in a lot of research, a lot of hard work in writing the whole series. And then two dialogue writers, Vaibhav Vishal and Karan Vyas, they got into it and they uh, have given us such fabulous dialogues, which I guess have become cult. Even kids who are remembering these dialogues these days.
Seriously.
So you won't believe I was shooting in Jhansi, a very interior part of Jhansi, and that's where I meet I met a lot of kids who love these dialogues. And I asked them that how do you understand these dialogues? मैं शेयर मार्केट इतना गहरा कुआं है, वो डायलॉग बच्चों को याद है। मतलब तुमको शेयर मार्केट पता भी है क्या? मतलब they are just 8-year-old kids.
Right.
But yeah. So and my favorite dialogue is the dialogue that resonates with my personal life also, my philosophy also. Is success क्या है? Failure के बाद करना चाहिए।
Wow.
And I love that line.
I so agree too. And I think that's what life is all about now, right? So superb. I so agree. I really want, to talk to the audience out there and all the students out there. Can you a little bit elaborate on, as when you work on things, as I said, success kya hai, failure ke baad ka next chapter, right? So when you face a failure, okay, once or twice or thrice, how do you keep yourself motivated, so that you again stand up strong and back? So what is that thing that you do it to, probably, we all fail at things, right? We all have our own challenges. So let's say when you have your own challenges, when you fail, how do you again stand up strong and to make sure that you're back again?
So I think it's very simple that way if you think it. I'm into this field or whatever field that you are in.
Right.
You are there, you doing it because you love it, because you want to do it. Unless you are there forcefully, unless you are, forced upon to that
Right.
field,
Right.
you would not quit easily. Point number two is that we as a whole society, we are taught always that if you try something, you have to be successful. If you are not successful, then it's an issue. And there is a problem. That's the problem. Because that's where we stop experimenting.
Exactly.
Right? You look at the world. जितने भी बड़े innovations हुए हैं, सब में experiments हुए हैं पहले.
I agree. You can
Right? And the biggest example that we have is Thomas Alva Edison. He failed almost 1,000 times before he invented one.
Right.
What if he would have quit at the fifth attempt or the sixth attempt?
Right.
It doesn't help that. I don't want to sound preachy, but this is what I have felt and I have gone through and I have experienced. That each and every experiment will have two outcomes.
Right.
Whether it works or it doesn't work. But in both the circumstances, it is still called experiment. It can't be called failure.
Wow, this is so
Right?
good.
It can't be failed. So keep experimenting. I guess that's the only way to reinvent yourself again and again and be there strong again. Yeah.
Right. I so agree to it. So out of all the dialogues that you have seen, my favorite is "Risk hai to ishq hai." मुझे बताओ प्रतीक, how do you actually have this thing, risk hai to ishq hai? Are you somebody who is a risk averse? Are you somebody who take risk? Are you somebody who take calculated risk? How do you deal with the risk? When you talk about risk, I think everything that we do it has some kind of risk to it. But I think it's very important that we take up risk, right? How do you manage risk in your life practically? Like, are you somebody who's a risk taker or risk averse?
So no, I do believe in risks. I do take a lot of risks also that way. I guess I started taking risks very early because when I thought that I'll do theatre all my life, along with whatever that I do. I'm an engineer by passion, not by accident. I love engineering also equally. I'm equally passionate about theatre. And I decided to work in both these fields together. So that was the biggest risk. Because we come from a society where we are taught that you can't indulge in multiple things.
Right. Especially
Otherwise you'll become jack of all, master of none, वैसा वाला हिसाब हो जाएगा.
Right.
आप concentrate नहीं कर पाओगे. You will not be able to give your 100%. This is what we were taught always.
Right.
So I guess that was the thing that I challenged myself with, that I'll do both these things together, and I kept doing it for almost 15 long years.
Wow.
So that was one risk that I took. After having my full-fledged family, I bought a house in Bombay, took a huge loan, and left the job
Oh, okay, okay.
and got into it full time. So I guess that was the risk.
That was a risk. That was a risk.
That was a huge risk that I took.
Right.
And for in our field, each and every project that we do with our conviction, with our understanding, is a risk
Is it
because you audience will see my face,
right? And
and everything is attached to me. Then, if it doesn't work, I am to be blamed. If it works, I get credit also.
right.
But so that is a risk that you
That
live
with every project.
that you live with. So I guess risk is everywhere. The moment we start talking about safety, comfort, I guess those are the shackles that we, put ourselves in, and then we stop growing.
Right.
So I understood this with
Weird.
this kind of experience that safety is a myth.
Right. I so agree to this. So agree. It's like safety is a myth, and we got to take a risk. It's just that it should not be a blind risk, okay? But it has to be a calculated risk. But you got to take a risk, because that's something which takes you to the next level. Every stage, every step that you grow, there is a risk, there is a decision that you got to make. And as you said, so when you say this, Pratik, when you do a movie or any film for that matter, okay, so entire credit, if a thing goes well, the credit goes to you. If does not, you have this entire responsibility that you guys take it on yourself. So after the success of Harshad Scam 1982, it's like an ultimate level of success. मुझे एक बात बताओ, I want to really know this personally. Is there anywhere a kind of a pressure or that अब मुझे अगला मूवी, because लोगों की expectations बहुत बढ़ गए, right? And अब अगला मूवी यार या तो इससे मैच होना चाहिए, इससे बढ़कर होना चाहिए. So is that something which probably at times pressurizes you, or how do you deal with that?
So see, as far as this kind of appreciation is concerned, expectations from the audience is concerned, we do take this in account. We do keep it in mind. But I personally want to convert this thing into an excitement rather than pressure.
So agree to that.
Because pressure is one thing which again has a negative connotation.
It affects.
And it
shows
it
on
affects me. I don't want to be affected in my decision.
Right.
I don't want to dilute my gut feel about any script, any character that I want to do.
Right.
So I want to be associated with a project where I get equal excitement
That's
and I get to challenge myself that okay, now let's do this.
this is something.
It can't be equally big, it can't be small, it can't be anything else. Because as I said, my field is of experiment.
Right. And every journey is different, right? Every project,
Yeah.
every journey,
Every project is different.
and it has its own journey. So it's like, it's always said this, that when you act, okay, and when you especially play a role of somebody, like especially like, when you're playing a role of like Harshad Mehta, you played a role. So, it's like it's a longer project. You work on that, you research, you study, you get into that mindset, and you go through that entire thing of being Harshad Mehta. And it's said that, right, when you do something and act and work on something for 1.5, 2 years, there's a part of it which remains with you when you do that movie. So what is that one thing which has stayed with you and is going to be with you forever that you had taken from Harshad Mehta Scam?
See, apart from the fact that Scam, the character that I played, changed my life completely.
Right.
It put me on a different stage altogether. What is left with me, or what is the residue of each and every character, is always with us as an actor.
Right.
But Harshad Mehta's story is a cautionary tale.
I so agree to this.
Yeah, it's a cautionary tale. So what I have learned from it is that it is good to have. It is great to have dream. It is great to put all your effort to achieve a dream.
Right.
But that you should know when to stop. You can't become slave of your dream.
So agree to this. Great. So one last thing that I want to I want to ask you, as you did talk about this, कि success क्या है, failure के बाद का next chapter, okay? So it was one thing, okay? Let's say if you want to say something to all the audiences out there, 5 things that they think that they should do it, okay, or they should follow it, okay, if they want to be successful at whatever that may be, So what are the 5 things that you would love to, suggest them or advise them on it?
I guess I don't know whether I can suggest something, but I can always share from the experience
So much.
or whatever that I have experienced in life. That few things which have worked wonders for me. One of them is that always be driven by the positive energy,
So true.
because negativity is so easy to seep in.
So
And if you start thinking negativity, negativity is like it starts creating bubbles,
so agree. So agree.
and it has a snowball effect, one after the other, after the other, after the other. And fear has no end.
Right.
That is the only counter to the fear is love.
Right.
And when I'm saying love, it is passion.
Passion.
When I'm saying love, it is excitement to do something, to learn something or anything. I guess once you are driven by that excitement, passion, and love, I guess things start falling in place, and that's what has happened to me. No problem in the world has come without solution.
Right. So
So I guess problems are just an opportunity for us to either
Right.
reinvent or come out with something that will change our life forever.
right.
In the current time, I guess if you see the maximum number of startups have happened in the last 1.5 years.
I agree.
And a lot of people who could never achieve what they wanted to do because of their regular life and they were busy, they could suddenly reinvent themselves.
Right.
So opportunity lies anywhere and everywhere. We just have to be open for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Experiment is another thing that I always like and I always encourage. That be experimenter. Maybe do experiments in your regular life every time.
Every day. Very important. Right.
Because you don't know, what exactly is lying there at the next step.
Right.
And be open for it.
Right. Right.
So the other part is discipline. Discipline in whatever that you do, Be it your fitness regime, be it your work, be it your regular life, family life, be it your investment, everything. Because there's one discipline, it actually trains your brain and your body.
Right.
Like I would just tell you an example that the discipline of working out for 5 minutes every day gives you that strength, something to look forward to. It also, if you look back, it gives you muscle memory.
Right.
Similarly, when I was told by a senior consultant, when I was a consultant engineer, that if you want to invest, treat your investment as your expense.
So agree. So agree to this. So agree.
He said अब तब तो ऐसा था यार कि महीने का रेंट निकालना, खर्चा करना, उस सब गिनती करके चलते थे. जैसे बोला कि तुम्हारा जो खर्चा है ना उसमें 2000 ऐड, ये तुम्हारा खर्चा है.
Right.
और वो 2000 तुम इन्वेस्ट कर, जहाँ भी जो भी रख रहे, wherever you are comfortable.
Right.
And that helped me in my difficult times, in all the medical emergencies that I faced in my life. Yeah. So I guess these are few things which helped me understand life better and lead the life in a little comfortable situation.
Wow, that's an amazing takeaway for everyone. Yes, everyone. Can you guys show your thumbs up, everyone? Yes, everyone. Superb, superb, superb. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Pratik. And looking forward to see you offline soon. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Soon enough. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you so much.